Today. Alright, so this is where we were at with our colony. They were still building it. We didn't get too terribly far yesterday in trying to create it. Harvest all those, please. This is so you don't starve to death. They're still gathering things. Let's assign them weapons and armor. Let's find everybody who can shoot. You can shoot. You can shoot. Eh. Eh. Okay, so you. Alrighty. Let's at least get them weapons. It looks like somebody already hauled a weapon. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to have you take the pulse rifle. And you... just you. Right? Yeah. And have... Alright. Let's allow them to do that. Real quick, we'll go over what we're going through today. We have near my hometown or home area in Oregon. Some news from them about so Prineville is about 20 minutes from where I grew up. Apparently, this young lady of African American descent had a rather unpleasant childhood, according to her. That number is probably a little inflated. I would say that there's not that many residents in Prineville. It's a very small town. I don't know. Maybe they've grown in size. We have... Oh. No. Knock it off. We have a bar here who says it's a false narrative. We have the one good piece of news that I found. We have a tragic loss of something of sports related. I'll throw those in there every once in a while. I'm not a big sports fan, but he died of the ripe old age of 75. We have the House of Representatives fiddling with the mail system. Apparently, Russia's back in the mix, and Trump trying to make a point, I think. We'll go over them in more details as we go along. But those are the topics we have today. We'll see if we can get through them all. If we don't, that's okay. We'll get through as many as we can. I will make sure to get through the third one today, above all else. Oh. But we will start with this, the one close to home, so to speak. So, Prineville is this, well, it's about as country as you can get, you know. Their biggest festival of the year is a rodeo. And they do it every single year, the Prineville Rodeo. It has a different name, but we just call it the Prineville Rodeo. It has another name, and I don't remember what it is. And I don't rightly care. But the rodeo wasn't my thing. Sorry, I've got a... It's a little moist outside today, and I'm having a bit of a froggy throat. Um, but yeah, so this woman claims up and down that she was, you know, food was thrown at her, the N word was used, all these things about Prineville. Now, having grown up there, she was a severe minority. Don't get me wrong. There are not a lot of black people in Central Oregon, and the reason for that is not as mundane as you might think. It's not because of anything the people there are doing there now, but due to a lack of migration's best, but spreading out. As a general rule, back in the day, unfortunately, the law has now been repealed. But when I was in school, it was actually an unenforced law on the books, and it was actually illegal to be African American and live in Oregon. Um, Oregon abstained from the whole, you know, civil rights movement. They just basically kept their head down and stayed away from everything, from that, from all that kind of stuff. They just didn't want anything to do with it. And so then they just said, hey, you know what? Instead of going out of our way to, you know, try to figure out what we should do, they just made it illegal to be there, so they didn't have to deal with anything. It was pure laziness. And it was kind of a joke to us, but in all honesty, we wanted it gone. The law in general. And it is now gone. And that's not due to recent effects. It's just it's been gone for a few years now. But I remember being in school and there was, two or three other, two or three black folk in our school, and we didn't care. And that's the biggest thing. Is this woman claims up and down that there was all this racism. I don't like that at all, actually. Cancel all that. Whatever. That did not turn out the way I had hoped. But, so, having lived there, and the big controversy is she says that, the she went to the police there and told them about this stuff. That happened to her when she was a kid. She was just being a good Samaritan, which I don't believe for any amount of seconds because, yeah, I watched her video. If there is a video linked on the NPR, I think it was NPR, wasn't it? Yeah, the NPR website there. If you want to go watch her video. Again, I'm not going to play anybody's videos on here. One, I don't want the, responsibility that they think that I took it out of context or anything like that. It's just not my place. I'm talking about what I can read and what I know you can go and read yourself straight from and if you notice, they're all listed up there at the top. Who's web, as who does each article, so you can go read it yourselves. Just type in news, you'll find everything I do. This isn't exactly a hard job, but I like to give a perspective on it, and that's why I wanted to do this. But yeah. So she claims up, down, left, right that her whole childhood was this giant racial thing, when I know for a fact that it wasn't. And people are like, well, how do you know? Because I literally lived there during the time she was in school. None of this happened. None of this was a thing occurring. Okay? She was not being mistreated. She is lying about that. Now, whether or not there might have been a few individuals who, you know, were racist, that's not on everybody. That's not this, like their parents. Hold on one second. Man, I just can't get rid of that frog. Happens every couple of days now. Um, just the thick weather. Um, I guess that's what happens when you live in Tennessee. Um, but yeah, so having lived there during the time period in which she went to school, this didn't happen. There were, nobody threw food fights at her. As much as people like to think that Eastern Oregon is this unbearably, like yokel place, it's not. It's just as liberal as everywhere else in Oregon. The people there have a tendency to, fly down the middle more so than others, at least the adults. But I will tell you right now that the kids, the teenagers and stuff like that, no way. They do not fly that way. They are 100% liberals. We created your sandals, people. Your ugly ass, disgusting sandals that you all like to wear so much were created in Central Oregon. Birkenstocks were created in Oregon. As far as I know, anyways. But yeah, the floaty cork shoes were a Central Oregon creation. Now, mind you, their original intent was when you'd go floating down the river and your shoe inevitably fell off. Well, if you had the ability to, you could get to it. You know, that's why they were created. It wasn't this great statement about recycling and earth and thing like that. Not what it was. But so, as far as that news article goes, I'd just like to say up front that no, this shit never happened. That woman wants attention for whatever reason, you know, and she's making a lot of people's lives absolutely miserable. And then she claims up, down, left, and right that the what was he called? Basically the sheriff, I guess technically, a police representative. I don't know which one it was. Uh, it says in there. Hold on. Uh, uh, high school here. I didn't have a good time in the community. Back since high school. Oh yeah, police chief, and he has a video too. Stay from they did a actual police department, saying, hey, no, she lied about all of this. Watch both videos, make up your own mind as far as that's concerned. As far as that is concerned. Why do I have an idle? Hold on. Why are you not doing anything? There we go. All right, now Ulben. Ulben is idle. What's this skill? Two, two, three. Not worried about that. Nobody's cooking right now anyway. You can hunt. Sure, I don't really care if you all hunt. I'm not hunting anything right now anyway. But yeah, so the whole false news thing, I don't think that's what that is. I think that woman honestly went, felt that way in a way about what her experience there. I know she's lying about some of the things straight up. Um, she may have felt ostracized due to the fact that there may have been. I have no doubt that there are some individuals there. Let me restate this: that were had a racist, kind of feel to them. She was to them. She's very different. Having grown up there, it's just there's not many black people. You don't get the interactions you get in most other parts of the United States. So, was it probably racist? Not as racist as more lack of understanding. It was an ignorance to the situation. Those kids, they just didn't understand because they weren't immersed in it since they were born. I may have grown up in Oregon, but I was born in California. So I didn't have the same problem. And I would go to California for summers to see my grandfather. So I do understand, or I knew more about them. But there was not a African American kid in my school until I was in high school. There might have been one in like junior high or something like that, but just one. It's just not a large population. 0.8%, that's probably a little high. Like that might be, you know what I mean? Like that's not out of 10,000 people, that's 8. 8 people out of 10,000 is basically what they're saying there. And that seems about right. Like maybe, but that's not the real point is she says like, she's talking about how that they're all terrible and they went out of their way to make me feel terrible, and no, they didn't. And you just want attention. Whatever is wrong in your brain, you just wanted attention. So, that's my 2 cents on that one. All right, we will move on to the New York Mets pitcher. A Hall of Fame pitcher. Again, I'm probably gonna. This one I might just leave up and read for a second because I don't know that much about him. But I thought, no matter what, he should at least have his moment. This is the individual here. Let's see. 1967 Rookie of the Year. 2 years later, led to the transportation of the struggling team. 12-time All-Star. That's awesome. Struck out more than 3,600 batters, including 19 in a game against San Diego Padres, and setting a record for striking out the final 10 batters of the game. That's cool. He also won the C.Y. Young Award 3 times for league's best pitcher. So, yeah, he had a rather good career. And if you are a baseball fan, and I know a little bit about baseball. I know the majors, like Nolan Ryan, Bo Jackson, a couple others here and there. But he won on a 98% thing to go into the Hall of Fame in 1992. Well, you will surely be missed, good sir. Tom Sever, see you on the other side, buddy. Hopefully your shoulder doesn't hurt there. All right. On to the mail. Okay. So from what I read in the what is this, HuffPost? I go to several different ones. So from what I read on that is basically the House of Representatives want a reason to feel useful, I guess. And so they're, or at least, something to blame something on somebody. Or I don't know, maybe it's a Trump side of the things. It is a Democratic person who subpoenaed him, but or a Democrat. But it may be also that Trump wants a reason to focus on the mail not being the appropriate thing for voting, which I still think is true, which we will get to a little bit later in the whole Carolina thing. Oh, we got a raid. Oh, he's coming down this way. Oh, dear Lord, just go get him. You one dude. There you go. All right. Well, that was less than exciting. But yeah, so they're subpoenaing basically the whole upper management of. Oh, hold on. Don't do that. No, don't bring that dead body into my base. But they're subpoenaing all the records of, like what the changes were, why the blue mailbox, like the blue mailboxes seem to be this great conspiracy. I haven't used a blue mailbox like ever, like maybe twice in my whole life. I can't even think of an actual like verifiable instance in my life where I actually used one of the blue boxes. Why? Because they're not like it's not an important thing to do. Like most people have mailboxes either in their apartments or in their, or you stick it in your mailbox for your house. Like the blue boxes are not like that's something a work uses for, when they've got to send out 50 or 60 things. My personal opinion, those should go away because if you're driving to a blue mailbox, you might as well just drive to the post office. They aren't important. It almost seems like the people who make those weird blue mailboxes have a contract. And that's the only reason why they exist in the first place. They're not an important part of the mail system. But somebody wants to make themselves feel important. So they're going to go out of their way to create this big kerfuffle over mailboxes. And the whole thing everybody saw where, they were like taking all the mailboxes, the blue mailboxes down and putting them in the back of trucks. Well, they didn't take the picture of the truck that was following it, putting out brand new mailboxes. They were replacing things. Like, it wasn't even like a spur of the moment replacement. It wasn't like anybody was trying to do anything especially heinous. It was just literally, they bought more blue mailboxes for whatever reason. In my opinion, that's more annoying to me. And damn it. How many people are assigned to construction? 1. Are you kidding me? No wonder none of my construction's getting done. Go do construction. Now, before somebody has a mental break because there's a body, for instance, you, haul him. But, yeah, so, actually, I don't want this to be able to have corpses. But yeah, so, if you think that there's some grand conspiracy to remove your ability to turn in your mail-in ballots, I would reckon you have other issues and you need to worry about something else. Because that's not true. Nobody cares about your ability to research that so I can get power. Actually I can get power up before that, so hold on, let me change that. Just do the battery. Alright, there you go. But yeah, so as far as that goes, that's a non-starter. There's nothing there. They're just doing what they do and wasting monumental amounts of taxpayer money. In all honesty, if you cut, I'd be willing to bet the thousands of dollars that they lose every year, if you cut out the blue boxes entirely, you would probably stop losing some of that, at least a part of that money. To a degree, it would help. There's no doubt in that. So, yeah. The whole blue blocks thing, yeah. Knock it off. It's stupid. So, anyway. That's my feelings on that particular area of mundane stupidity. Alright, yeah. As far as I'm concerned, mail-in voting is just voter fraud on its way. And that will lead me into the next little segue there. I will show the thing in just 1 second. So. Alright, so now we have... This is from Newsmax. I'm sure they're highly... Alright, Trump urges North Carolina residents to vote twice, by mail-in and in person. Attempt to vote twice, one by mail-in and in person, to test the security of the mail-in voting process to ensure the voters are counted correctly. They didn't put that part in there, apparently. So basically what he's shooting for here is he wants everyone, he's urging people to send in their mail-in vote, all right, and then go down to the polls and vote. And this is absolutely like the easiest way that people will start to do that. Because if you're trying to subvert what might actually happen, literally voting by mail, which you're just going to get one apparently this year, and then going down to the actual voting booths and voting, like if you do, it doesn't even matter which order you do it in, because there's no way they're going to know who voted where or who voted what. So it's not going to be found out till much later once all the mail-in votes are read. So if anybody has paid attention to voting in the recent years, like CNN and all the news channels, they're all going to cover this for the entire damn day. There's going to be nothing else on. It's going to be terrible. But they're going to cover it, and they're going to like, oh well, this state has 36% in, and it looks like it's going to be Biden, and then they're going to do that the whole time. They're going to speculate, and they're going to act like they have some grand information that they don't have. Oh, a quest. No, a man hunting chinchilla for 8 honor. No, I don't like the honor system. I don't want to play with your mechanic. Because all it does is frustrate me and cause me to have to build one individual extra shit. It's stupid. Because I am honorary, I get extra stuff, a better bedroom. Like, it's terribly irritating. But, what if I uninstall that? And place it like right there. That'll be pretty cool. But yeah, so we've already seen in other states that I knew before I started this stream and now no longer know, because I do try to prepare for this, but now it is gone in the ether of my brain. But there were some other Democratic states who people were voting twice, sometimes 3 times. So, a couple thousand dead people voted, and this is just for a local election for the mail-in voting thing. So if you think for an instant that they aren't trying to stack the deck in their favor, you are so very wrong. It's going to be terrible, and somebody's going to end up going to jail. And yeah, it is going to be truly unpleasant. Oh boy. But yeah, so I mean, it's not a matter of, oh, they might do this. It's a matter of how they're going to do this. Oh, I need one individual to be working on who's my smartest? 9. So you're going to lose all your other tasks. Of course it's my best constructor. Whatever. I don't have any construction right now. There we go. Already harvesting us up some rice. Need to get the fridge going. Trying to figure out where I want the fridge to be. I usually like it very close to my... I know where I want it. There's a problem though, which I will take care of. We have some research on the way. Hopefully stuff doesn't go bad too fast. But yeah. So, if you are an individual out there and you intend on voting twice, or you are a person who is trying to subvert our democratic process, you are the true evil of our times. Because cheating to win an election, there's another person who did that. Actually, there's a lot of them. And a lot of them happen to be communists and socialists. And yeah, so watch out. If you are an individual above reproach, and what I mean by that is if you are a person with moral boundaries and who doesn't like the thought of somebody subverting your ability to vote for the person you want to vote for, or a person going out of their way to make it so your vote really doesn't count by voting against you with a dead person, by all means, turn them in. Turn them in now. Turn them in tomorrow. Defend our country in that regard. You are not, they are not your friend. And in all honesty, in my personal opinion, it is tantamount to treason. And they should not be, they shouldn't be permitted to do that. It's not okay. You know, obviously it's illegal, but more so than that, it is just deplorable and terrible. But let's see. We have yes, the big Russian conspiracy this time. Oh yes, folks, it's back. You thought 2016 was the only time we were gonna see the Ruskies interfering with our election. This time, they're trying to spread rumors about Biden and his mental decline. And they were going to publish a letter. And our lovely OIA, which I've never even heard of, or Office of Intelligence and Analysis, briefed Chad Wolf. Ooh. Stupidity. This is our lovely New York Times, who want me all the time. They want me to sign up for their crap. Yeah. So Wolf said the problem identifies with the bulletin. The bulletin. I love it. With the bulletin. You can't even name the actual, like, a decent web, news front. Like, the bulletin, well, that's still paper, so that's dead. But the Ruskies were going to falsely accuse Biden and have evidence that Biden was, has a mental decline. First of all, they don't care. They would love for Biden to be in presidency. You got to think. Everyone wants to think that Russia wants Trump to be the president. No, they don't. They would much rather have somebody they could walk over, like a Clinton or a Obama or a Biden. Like, well, we walked over him before. Let's have him back. Yeah? If we have him back, we get to do the weird crap we did last time. Huh? All right, comrade. We support Trump this time. He went out of his way to make our lives miserable over the past 40 years, sanctioning us and all these terrible things he did to us. He's just been a big thorn in my potato. But yeah, so they have no reason to want Trump in office. He's a pain to them. He is irritating to them. He's gone out of his way to make sure that they don't get their way. So Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense in a scheme of how things work, if that makes sense. They don't want him in the office. So why, in the name of all things, would they go out of their way to try to protect him? But yeah, so that is a bunch of bullpucky. And they are just trying to distract you and me and everybody else by stating that it is. Oh, I got to expand that some more. Concrete. There we go. So, I would personally, watch out for it. Obviously, never ignore any news you hear because there is something going on. It may not be the thing that they're trying to tell you what's going on, but more than likely something is going on. Be it them trying to subvert you or subvert things, whatever it is, pay attention. Always pay attention, stay informed. Don't take everything I say as gospel. Go out of your way, research your things. That's why I leave the tabs up. That way you can see where I'm getting the information from. Maybe there's a link in there that I didn't click. This is a newer thing, so I'm still going through the processes of refining my my detailing and stuff like that. I don't fact check things other than what I know as a human being. You know, and I would probably never go and debate somebody over the validity of this. You know why? Because if I did go debate it, I would actually research it, and I may change my own mind. I'm a human being. I can do that by learning more. But this is for entertainment purposes and for, giving you guys knowledge of a topic in a general sense and giving my 2 cents on it from what I did look up. I'm not going to debate something without all the, knowledge because, well, that's how you get made the fool of. Not only that, I don't really like debating. I have a tendency to accidentally be right, and it pisses people off. Oh, the Broken Empire. What are they? Okay, they are in the mountain. What in the world? And, okay, oh, I'm assuming that they're still coming down. There's one person down there. What are you? You've got shields and axes. Where's your buddy? What is your buddy? Well, he's got an SMG. I don't think I'm going to make it to my defenses. Not in time. That looked like it hurt. Is that both of them? Oh, there's a third one. So what I am going to do is, you go there. No. All right, you can go there. You can go there. Need to clear this out. You can go there. You are going to strip him so I can get his flak stuff before he goes dead. Ooh. Okay, and then you can go. Ooh, gross. You guys all have like flak vests on and stuff, right? Yeah, it's not much of that sitting in my. All right, there you go. We will build ourselves some more graves. I'll build them over by this wall, I think. All right. Now on to. Oh, I'm not gonna run out of time, am I? Okay, no, I will go over for this one. All right, on to our good piece of news. This should take us up the rest of our time for today. But U.S. Marshal Services Operation Safety Net recovers 25 missing children in Ohio in first 2 weeks. One in six of the roughly 23,500 endangered runaways reported in 2019 were probable victims of child trafficking. So now, does that mean like this is good news regardless? It may not. It may be a somber thing to think about that this is happening, but that's not. Um, we're taking steps. We are, as a country, going out of our way and at least trying to rectify the situation. And what we have here is 25 of them were recovered in a 2-week stretch as part of an ongoing operation in the Buckeye State. Yeah, and this has only been going on. It's in its first 2 weeks, so that's really good news. In the first 2 weeks, um, 25 of them in Ohio have been recovered. Operation Not Forgotten. I looked it up for a second, but I kind of ran out of time because I found this one buried. Like DC protest descends on police station, home and mayor. That's no. Let's focus on this, please. I want to make this my number one. Oh no. California fisherman reels in a pipe bomb. That's more important than police doing what they're supposed to be doing, protecting children. This is important. This is what news should focus on. U.S. Marshals find 39 missing children in Georgia in an Operation Not Forgotten. So what is that? A total of 64 kids recovered in 2 weeks? That's amazing. Now, does it pale in comparison to 1-6? So what is that? Hold on. Can't do that math in my head right now. My brain is too stuffed with snot. So stuffed up. It's irritating. Hold on. All right, that was weird. Divided by. So there's 3,900 or so kids. So we are 1/1000th away, or no, 2/1000ths away from recovering all the kids if this statistic is correct, 1 in 6. You know? But this should send up an alarm. 23,000 runaways. It's something that needs to be looked at. Now, I don't get me wrong. Some of these runaways are probably, kids who were 17, almost 18 years old, who ran away from a bad situation at home. I'm sure that is part of it. I don't know what the percentage on that would be. I can't imagine. But see, we have some good with. Thank God. Well, that's fine, dude. This guy here, I don't know who he is, but he needs to stop with this part. Like, this doesn't matter. That, delete. Nobody cares about that. Nobody. This is about 39, or a total of 64 kids having been rescued. The Democrats, the Republicans, we don't care. Uh, what is this? Blacks? What? This is yeah, this is stupid. Yeah. I can't stand people. They want to turn something as pure and wholesome and good news as this into, is this Trump's fault? Are these law enforcement heroes you want to defund? No, go away. I don't want your politics in my cool news about kids being rescued. You dingleberries. They should do this all the time, not just once a year. Okay, that's a good one. However, I think they do it all the time. They're Lorray 42, but I get your point, and that is a little bit of dark humor there. They do. You just don't hear about it. Yeah, we all know that. Uh, yeah. See, they just want to turn it political. Stop. It's not political. The only thing, like this part right here, this is, the police being a part of this. Yeah, sure, point that out. But the rest of it, no, no, I don't want to hear about your Democrats or your liberals or your stupidity, one way or the other. Make it go away. The politics don't need to be in my awesome news about cops who found a bunch of kids, rescued them, got them back to their homes. Now, don't get me wrong. More than likely, those kids have a long road to being 100% healthy again. There's going to be all sorts of things involved. Some of them not, they'll recover quickly, but others, it's going to take years before all the trauma's gone. But you know what? At least they are on that path. Good job, U.S. Marshals. Uh, maybe I don't know. I might save this one for another time. Something about 32 per million, and white Americans were killed at a rate of 13 per million. Million? What? How can that? Okay, so this statement right here, it can't be true because cops didn't kill this many blacks last year in shootings. They killed 18. So how are we killing 32 per million? This isn't true. We again, 13 per million. Well, that would be like 623 white people dead from cops. That's an estimation on population, but yeah, somewhere around there. No, they haven't shot that many white people, and they sure as hell haven't shot 2.8%. What is that? 136 black people last year. Sorry, just didn't happen. Like this one frustrates me because this is Washington Post database. Well, that's not where you get this kind of information from. Anybody can put that in a database in your Washington Post. You get this information from the FBI crime statistics. Neither reports divulge details on the race of officers who shot unarmed civilians. It's in the FBI crime statistics. It's like last year, unarmed white people was at like 26. Bystander civilians were shot during police actions, and I think the number might have been a little bit higher for bystanders during police actions. They don't even state whether or not they were shot by the cops. They don't state whether it's shot by the cops or shot by uh, the assailants. It just says unarmed civilian casualties during police actions. There's a whole statistic about it. African American towards police acknowledge prejudice and bias during policing. No, none of this. See, this isn't true though. You can't base your bias on verifiably false information. Most victims, 83%, were found to be armed. However, black victims were more likely to be unarmed at 14.8% than white at 9.4%, and Hispanics 5.8%. Jesus, Hispanics. Shot by police officers. The majority of the white, 32% are black African Americans. 13% of the population, according to yeah. See, that's just it. But no, this isn't true though. Oh, wait, shot by. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, I'm on. That was weird. My headset turned off. Am I in here talking? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, folks, that will take me to just about the end of my day. Here, we'll finish up with this article. Try to figure out what they're talking about together. Go away, Pelosi. I don't like looking at your face. You're a scary old lady that needs to not be in politics anymore. I think the narrative of the police shooting on Barr. Poor Barr. He gets just crapped on constantly. I mean, not that it's rooted in some deep-seated racism, general infecting our police departments, and added it seems to far more likely that the problem stems from a complex mix of factors which can be addressed with focused attention over time. Barr, don't give in. Stand strong, Barr. I may not like you, but they shouldn't, though, because this, according to findings in the National Institute of Health, no, you don't. Okay, that's irritating. One second, folks. But yeah, so this is downright like, and you know, like I've said many times or a couple other times during this. Um, Fox, NPR, whatever this is, HuffPost, New York Times. I think I got this one from Newsmax. It doesn't matter where you go. Some like they all screw it up. Trump says it's false news. They're just making this up. It's all false news. I can't do a good Trump voice. Sorry. I can do many other voices. I could do a good Rusky, but other than that, I really, I can't do Trump's level of stupidity. Um, like I've said before, I don't like him any more than I like him more than I like Biden, but that's like liking a shoe with a sole on it versus a shoe that doesn't have one. It's not exactly a good comparison. So, yeah, but I just wanted to get the point across that it doesn't matter what news source you go to, Fox, CNN, any of that. Let's just check real quick. Let's see what CNN has on the docket. I got a few minutes left here for today. Let's see what they have to say. News and buzz. Oh, good. I'm glad we're working on Trump. Trump's warning could spark chaos. Ooh, so terrible. Let's see what Trump's epic warning. This isn't the same page. I clicked different things. No.
Presidential candidates.
No. Ah!
We are CNN.
Sorry. I don't want to listen to your stupidity. Go away thing. Oh my god. Whatever. Elected. So, latest assault on the integrity of November votes. Trump denigrates mail-in voting and in staggering moment appears to suggest North Carolina should try to vote twice. A potential crime to test its security. Yeah, well, here's the thing. If he does this and it proves right, like the CNN's shitting its pants right now. They are. They're like, oh crap! If they do that and they prove that they can do that, well, then we're not going to get our mail-in voting. We're not going to be able to win this through subversion. Because I don't think mail-in voting. No, absolutely not. Take it off the table. It needs to go away. It is way too easy to grab old Social Security numbers, especially if you have access, being in the government or something like that. That's a little conspiracy theory. I know. I try to stay away from it. But my point being that this has already happened in other states. Like, this isn't that's a conspiracy theory. That's not going to happen. Nobody's going to do that. It's already happened. They threw out, what was it? Now, mind you, I'm citing this from Louder with Crowder. I think it was like 36,000 votes. That's how many they caught being double votes. That's two people voting twice. And then they caught a whole bunch of dead people who voted. They caught some of them. That doesn't mean that a bunch didn't get through. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. But my main point of this was Trump's warning could spark chaos. Why would you frame it in that aspect? Say, Trump calls like who was it? Who did it? I must have closed the. I think it was Fox. Fox did a similar thing where they called out for the other. They said Trump does this, seems suspicious. Social Security could come to a screeching halt. Well, let's be honest, folks. Let's see this. Open a new tab. Social Security could come to a screeching halt. Why would this be? Oh my God,
This is
no. I don't want to listen to this. Donald Trump once claimed that he could shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue, New York, and not lose any voters. He's now seeing whether the same is true if he kills Social Security. What? Why? Why is this included? Like, I understand license thing, but why? 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 Why are we saying he said he could do this and not lose any voters? Depends on who he kills. If he shot Nancy Pelosi, probably not. Or the dingleberry who runs Portland. You know, in fact, he'd probably win the Portland vote for once. Uh, Trump has already ordered the Treasury Department to stop collecting Social Security dictated payroll contributions for the next 4 months, pursuant to the Interview Revenue Code, which permits deferrals of taxes and declared once reelected, he keeps deferring those taxes. All benefits will come to a screeching halt with no congressional involvement whatsoever. According to estimates, I don't prior to running for president, Republicans could prioritize Social Security and raising full retirement age to 70, asking how many times will you really want me to take. Okay, so I believe he's actually referring to, from my understanding of this, and I'm not just going off what they have here. This is the knowledge I have in my brains. Um, he's referring to not undoing Social Security for those who are on it, but for stopping it for us now. I think there's probably an age cutoff where, okay, this person is, 57 years old. There's not enough time for them to build the amount of money to retire with at 70. Now, if anybody knows anything about Social Security, back in the 30s, when we had Social Security, we pulled a bunch of money out of there right before World War II. We pulled it all out because we didn't have enough money to make the things we needed to make the Nazis go boom boom. And then we tried to put all the money back. Well, difference being, when you put money back from a different time period, like it didn't all get back until like the late 1960s, I want to say, is when that all ended up back in there. The original amount that we had taken out as a self loan, I guess technically as a government, a self loan to pay it. Well, money is based on gold, right? And gold has an intrinsic value that has increased over time. When you remove money from the system, spend it, and then put new money back, the money you're putting in isn't worth as much as the money you took out. Due to interest and everything else that's involved with money. Money is not a simple process. So, ever since that time frame when we built the Hoover Dam and all that other stuff, to rebuild our economy, we took money from what we had already saved up as a country to try to prepare for our own retirements later on. Now, mind you, they did that assuming the lifespan would not increase to 100 and what is it? I think the average lifespan now, or the average death rate is like 87 or something like that now. It's insanity. Uh, so it was put in place with the idea that most of these people aren't going to cash it in. Like we have, 1 in 7 are going to cash in on their Social Security. But if you get to that age, buku for you, you get to live for free. It was a good idea. But the problem we have is we took money out of there and then put money back in much later. The money isn't worth the same amount as the money we took out, which was, started several years before that. I might have that back. Did it not? Did it start in the 30s and we took it out during Vietnam, and we put it back in the late 70s. That might have been it. We might have taken it out during Vietnam and then put it back in the 80s, like shortly after Vietnam. I think that's actually how that happened. We had Vietnam. We took the money out during Vietnam because we didn't have any money, and then we put it back much later, and that included the money we took out from in the 30s when it started, because it was put into place by yeah. Anyway, regardless, we took it out and we put it back, and we lost a lot of money doing it. And ever since that time, we have been funding the Social Security with our Social Security. It ran out long ago. There's no money left in there. Everything in Social Security is what you, I, and everybody else puts in every year. There's no savings going on anymore. So, but um, that will do it for my time today, folks. I did go a little bit over because we were having some fun there. But we will see you all next time. Good morning, clan. Override. We will continue our colony. I know it's not the main focus. I just think it's fun to have a game running in the background while I'm yapping. Something else visually to look at other than words on a screen. I don't think that's all that entertaining unless I'm trying to, read specific parts. So, if you guys have any information, any news that you want me to share, let me know in the comments below. If you have like an especially, like I said, every day I'm going to try to do one good piece of news. Today we had the U.S. Marshals saving, what was it, a total of 64 children from 64 runaways in child trafficking rings. That's awesome. That's good news. That's what we need to hear more of. If you have a particularly good story, if you know of a puppy who was rescued from a tube, let me know. I'll throw it in the thing. I will find it on the internet, and I will put a picture of a cute puppy inside of a storage drain tube. So, other than that, folks, like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you do and don't like. I will take all into consideration. Thank you so much, and we will see you all next time.